The clash between the European Union and the EU member states continues as Hungary, Poland, and these sort of actual nationalist countries are struggling to remain members of this organization, this globalist organization. Viktor Orban, on behalf of Hungary, have decided to come up with a radical policy idea which will completely send the rest of the EU into chaos. So Viktor Orban has come out to say, if the European Union, the unelected politicians of the EU in Brussels, continue to force migrants onto Hungary, and if Hungary refuses, the European Union will fine them, basically will say you have to pay a penalty charge. He said, well, new policy from Hungary. We will be transferring the migrants, illegal migrants coming to Hungary, and we're going to send them directly to Brussels and leave them outside the European Union headquarters. Watch this.
Azt fogjuk csinálni, amit mondtunk. Jó, ha Brüsszel főpolgármestere készül, mert ha továbbra is sanyargatnak bennünket mindenfajta büntetésekkel Brüsszelből, akkor meg fogják kapni, amit akarnak, és oda fogjuk szállítani buszokkal a migránsokat a főtérre.
Now, this isn't the first time Viktor Orban has said something like this, but it seems like that pressure is actually mounting, and it's going to get to a point where they are going to be implementing this. It's something that the Republican states in the United States also started doing by transporting the illegal migrants who came from the Mexican border, and they started sending them to the Democratic states. And of course, at one point, they also sent them to outside Nancy Pelosi's house, which was also fascinating. But again, the division inside the European Union is showing that the whole facade of the fake narrative, everybody is a European family friendly, everybody is just partners, we're all good neighbors, everybody loves everybody. No, it's not true. We've always said on this channel, the Greeks hate the Germans, the Portuguese hate the Italians. They're all kicking off about each other's policies and what the European Union are doing to each country anyway. There's been some reaction to this on social media, for example. So someone from America said this: how can a sovereign country be fined for not letting migrants illegally immigrate into their country? Do countries who join the EU automatically lose their sovereignty? This is pure insanity. Yes, for those who are not familiar, if you're watching this from America, from Canada, Australia, if you're not familiar, that's basically it. The European Union will take away your sovereignty, and this is just the beginning of the European project. The idea is to create a United States of Europe, but forget about the word united, because it's not going to be united. It's going to be a divided state of Europe, led by a bunch of bureaucrats in Brussels telling the rest of the European continent what to do. So if you join the European Union, you don't have sovereignty. It's natural. There's also been this comment saying, why the hell will the EU fine a sovereign country for not letting illegal immigrants into their country? As I said, because you're not a sovereign country if you are inside the EU, legally speaking. And then this person said Hungary does not belong in the EU. This is basically it's very difficult to tell if this comment is pro-EU or anti-EU. Because somebody who is pro-EU and anti-Hungary could say that, yeah, we don't want Hungary. You're just helping Hungary to leave the EU. If this is actually an anti-EU comment on behalf of to support Hungary, then it's correct. Yes, Hungary does not belong in the EU, just like how no other country should belong in the EU. The EU should completely decentralize everything. And I know they're not going to go anywhere because they're going to find a different way to rebrand it, but they have to decentralize, otherwise the whole thing will come crashing down.